How far would I go to get a video out to you? I'm out here in a random ass park next to the highway, next to a hotel that I'm staying at temporarily, just to get this video out to you. See, I'm all about the people. All about the people. I hope you appreciate this. What's up, everybody? Welcome back. This is the Sex Mechanic, aka Jenson Benoit, aka the Confident Creator, aka Mr. Born to Explore, aka I Did It My Way. Today we're doing something a little different. The reason why I am at a random park next to the highway, next to a temporary hotel that I'm staying at, is because I had a drain line break in my apartment or in my condo unit. So I'm not able to take a shower there. And I wanted to be able to get fresh and clean. So, I just rented out this random, not so expensive hotel just so I could wash my ass. And also so I can bring you guys some quality video. And my place is also a mess because I'm still renovating. Instead of trying to put things in order and using that as an excuse why I can't record, I said, let me go ahead and just relocate and go ahead and shoot the video. So here I am. So today is a Q&A with the Sex Mechanic. Me, of course. These are questions that maybe I've been asked in the past, or I feel like people just want to know. So I'm gonna answer them to the best of my ability, and hopefully it gives you some insight on who I am and how I operate. So let's go to the first one. First question: where'd the name Sex Mechanic come from? This is a question I've heard many times when I tell people that I do consider myself the sex mechanic, and it's a fair question. The name or the moniker comes from the fact that in my day job, which I happen to work at night, I am actually an aircraft maintenance technician, or also known as an aircraft mechanic for an airline. And kind of on the side, I guess you can say my passion job or my passion duty to the world is a sexologist and or a sex coach. So I put those two things together and got some help with picking that name as well from others, and we came up with the Sex Mechanic, and it just fits. It works. It's accurate. It's to the point, and you don't know any other sex mechanics out there. And if you do, tell them to holler at me because I came up with the name first. Second question: if I had to do without food, sex, or travel, which would I choose? That's kind of a tough one. If I had to do without food, sex, or travel, which would it be? It would be travel. Let me tell you why. I would go with travel only because I could still get around to different areas around where I live. For example, when I lived in the Bay Area, I did a pretty good job of kind of going within an hour and a half radius of the Bay Area and kind of seeing different areas without really considering that traveling, but still seeing different parts of the region. I still wouldn't, enjoy not having travel, but if I had to do without sex or food, you might as well just kill me, because those are pretty much equal to me. When I have the right type of food, it's equivalent to having the right type of sexual energetic connection with somebody. So I can't let those two go. Maybe I'd have to move somewhere where the area was really cool and I didn't feel like I had to travel as much. So that's what I would go with. Third question: what's my age, sign, and where am I from? I'm originally from Miami, Florida, 305 in this thing. I like to represent every chance I get. I am 36 years old and I'm an Aries. My birthday is in April. And I would say that I'm pretty much an Aries through and through, maybe minus a couple of characteristics. For the most part, I'm very much an Aries, and yeah, that's me. I'm the Ram. My favorite destination thus far, that's the next question. My favorite destination thus far has been, hands down, Hawaii. More specifically, the Big Island. That island to me is a good mixture of nightlife and activity, but not too busy. And then it also gives you some great scenery like a lot of the Hawaiian islands do. So it would definitely be the Big Island, Hawaii, but I'll take any of the Hawaiian islands and I'd be good. What's my favorite type of cuisine? My favorite type of cuisine is it's very broad, but it's Asian. Mostly Japanese, Korean, and I discovered something when I went to the Bay Area, which was Malaysian. Malaysian and Thai are also on that list. So those would kind of round out my favorite types of cuisine. I can't choose out of those. I think I just like the way they mix veggies, rice, and different type of meats together. That's kind of like what I love in my meals. And so the way they do it and the sauces they use are just perfect for me. What got me into sex coaching? Well, I will give you the shortest response I can come up with. What got me into sex coaching was me being at a crossroads after college, some years after college, maybe 3 years after college, and trying to figure out what my next step in my career would be. And my degree was in sociology, so I was kind of working with students a lot. As a guidance counselor, I've done that, and then also doing some tutoring stuff. So it was very school and teaching oriented, and I wanted something that was just a little bit more rewarding and a little bit more connected to what I believed or what my passion was. I really love kids, honestly. I love working with kids, but I didn't get the same just rewarding feeling as when I would give somebody advice on how to experience a better sexual connection with someone, or how to have a more fulfilling sexual relationship with their partner. Those were things that I didn't realize until that time of me trying to figure out what that next step was going to be, that those were even passions of mine. And once I realized that those were passions, and then after that realizing that I can actually do something with that and have some type of job or career within that field, I ran with it, and that was 2009. The rest was history after that, and I began to look into the field and how I can get in and how I can get certified and how I can become, legit or legitimate in the field. And that's what I did over time. And shout out to Sex Coach U, which is the program that I went through. It's an online program that teaches you how to become a sex coach. Yeah, you should definitely check it out if you get a chance. I'll put the link in the information below, and you can check it out if you have any interest in the field of sexology. Who's my favorite music artist? My favorite music artist, I have a few, so I'll separate it by genre of music. I'm really into R&B and hip hop. I know a lot of other genres as well, but I don't really listen to a lot of other genres a lot. So my favorite R&B artists are hands down Tank, and Tank, not Tank and the Bangers, because I've heard of Tank and the Bangers, but that's not who I'm talking about. I'm talking about the male artist Tank, and the other is Raheem Devon. Both kind of from the DC kind of area, not the DC area, but the DMV area. And those are hands down my two favorite artists. I love the way they talk about sex. I love the way they talk about, relationships. I love the way they kind of bring, I just love the way they put what I'm thinking about relationships and sex into music. And since I can't really sing like that, I use their voices as, my voice for how I feel and kind of how I see sex in a lot of ways. So I appreciate them for that. On the hip hop side, hands down, Andre 3000. I know he doesn't come out with a lot of music, but he's been my favorite hip hop artist since probably, my first round in college back in the early 2000s. I was really a big fan of Outkast. I still am. But Andre 3000 specifically, he's just different. And I've always connected with the fact that he seems like he's kind of from another planet, and I can relate to that. And it's not a negative thing. It's just I know I'm kind of weird, and sometimes weird is cool. So I've embraced that side, and I think he embraces it as well, and I just appreciate that from an artist. All right, so the last question is going to be kind of a technical question. I'm just going off the top right now. Any advice that I provide is simply a recommendation or a suggestion, but you should first and always consult with a medical professional or a doctor in order to find out if you have any underlying conditions or if you have any other issues physically or medically that you need to handle before jumping into any kind of the suggestions that I've made on the videos or recommendations. Just find out first if your body is in the right place, in the right shape to be able to take that, and talk to a medical professional for that. I am a sex coach. I am a sexologist. However, I do not have a medical degree. So just understand that you need to consult with a doctor and make sure that your body is in the proper shape to do what it is I am recommending for you to do. Guys want to know how to last longer in bed. Obviously, that's a big thing for a lot of men, is early ejaculation, and then the other thing is erectile issues. But we'll talk about the early ejaculation. The best ways to go about it if you want to get started like right now without having to use any kind of pills, for one, change your mindset and slow down in your mind, and don't look at sex as a race to the finish, and instead look at it as a slow moving marathon. You know, kind of think about the tortoise and the hare. If you think about it more like the tortoise, take your time and just get to the end, then you'll have a lot more fun along the way. So that's the first thing. The second thing is physically get your body in the type of shape and place that it needs to be in order for you to perform like a superstar. I always say unleash your inner sex goddess or god. And one of the ways to do that is by doing your Kegels. Maybe you've heard of that, maybe you haven't. If you haven't, go look it up. The way you spell it is right here. And you can find out about it on Google. You can find a lot of information on it. But basically, it's an exercise that works what's considered a sexual muscle, the PC muscle or pubococcygeus muscle. And that strengthens your erection, that strengthens your ability to hold on to your erection. It also helps in controlling when you ejaculate and how powerfully or the intensity of your ejaculation. So that does a lot, and it helps out a lot. And I can speak from personal experience doing Kegels or Kegels. I don't know which way is the proper pronunciation, but either way you pronounce it, doing them will change your sex game as a male or female. Whether you have a vagina or you have a penis, Kegels will change the game for you and your partner or partners. So jump on those two things and you'll start to see a lot of changes and great improvement in your ability to last longer. That concludes the questions for today. Hopefully that gave you some more insight on who I am, the sex mechanic, how I get down, and I'll see you all next time. Take it easy and enjoy your day.